Hello, besties. Welcome to Martinez with Eddie, your ultimate destination for everything Bravo. Join me where we spill all the gossip and the drama and uncover the juiciest gossip of your reality TV show, your favorite reality TV show. How are you guys tonight? It's later than usual. We usually do this live a little earlier. And I'm so excited to talk about Summer House and New Jersey. I'm still thinking about Vanderpump Rules, and I just watched the live with Jax and Brittany, which, by the way, I was blocked by Jax randomly on Twitter, and I want to know why. Like, I really want to ask Jax, why did I say that hurt his little feelings? Um, I don't remember saying anything negative about Jax. I guess people said something under one of my comments or under one of my posts, and probably he saw that and he blocked me. And I'm like, okay, what ups? But I was watching the show. I watched Vanderpump Rules tonight. I watched their appearance on Watch What Happened Live, and we will talk about that tomorrow night. Where I'm gonna be also talking about the brand new Real Ultimate Girls Trip, Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and Miami, who also ends tomorrow. Um, I'm kind of sad to see Miami go, you guys. I'm not ready for it to be over. But talking about Summer House, this week we have a disco party, which, by the way, I love a disco theme. One of my birthday actually was a Studio 54 inspired theme, and I'm all for like bell bottom jeans and the shiny shirts and the big hair and all this stuff. I love all that stuff about the 70s. So I appreciate when they take a theme and make it really fun. And Gabby named the Studio 50 Forest, which includes disco balls and plants. I mean, I think that's an amazing theme. And I was excited to see that happening. Obviously, we have the drama that is happening between Lindsay and Amanda that started from the previous episode. And now they are back to the Hamptons after a whole week, and there's no resolution to the issue. I honestly believe that Amanda and Lindsay, they just don't like each other. Even though they try to get along or pretend that they like to be around each other during the summer, I do believe that there is a true dislike between them. But talking about the party, I mean, Ciara, she rocked the 70s look. She created this character named Karma Brown. It reminded me of, have you guys watched Beyonce in Austin Power? Uh, I think it has to be inspired by the same character because it had the same vibe, the same energy. And to be honest, I mean, Sierra is fun to have around, and I mean, she rocked it. The afro, the denim, the big hoops, the bam was driving me crazy in a good way. I appreciate the the Sierra took a whole character, brought it to life into the party, and she was the star of the show. If you ask me, on this last episode, one of the moments that I realized that Kyle is actually quite hot was when he came out on his 70s look with like, I'm not a big mohawk kind of person. I don't think it's a good haircut, but there was something about the 70s vibe, the pants, the shirt open and the weird glasses, almost like porn star from the 70s. That I don't know. I think Kyle was given to. Um, he had a conversation with Carl during the party. They finally got to sit down and talk, just the two of them without anybody else getting involved. And they finally made progress. Um, Carl mentioned that he is tired of trying to defend Lindsay all the time well, as he's trying to fix his friendship with Kyle, as he's trying to also maneuver the fact that he worked for his friend. And to be honest, it can be exhausting to be always fighting with your best friend, right? One thing that I do agree though is that the reason why Lindsay allegedly is not in good terms with Amanda is because she mentioned the fact that they were moving too fast at the previous reunion. They actually had a flashback too as well, and I agree. A lot of people came for me on Twitter because of that reason. My opinion being is, if you have been dating somebody for such a short period of time, right? Thinking about buying a house seems to me a little of a rush. You're not married, you're barely engaged. And you're already talking about, oh, we're gonna purchase a home and have kids. And I'm like, yeah, they might know each other for a long time. I understand that part. They just didn't just meet. They have been friends and whatever for a very long time. But what people forget is that being married is a different ball game. Buying a house, though, is not only a decision that you make when you are 100% sure of your relationship, but it's also a financial commitment. You know, and you don't do that as like your first go-to when you are getting married. At least I don't see it that way. I do believe that you should take time to realize if the person that you are moving in with first is the right person to do this big step of investing a big part of your money into a house. And somebody said to me, "Oh, that's because you don't have the same financial life or stability as Carl and Lindsay." I'm like, you don't know me. You don't know my bank account. So don't talk about it. I'm talking from my own very, own experience. I'm in my late 30s, right? I got married 4 years ago and we decided to talk about buying a house after 1 year of being married because the first year in a marriage is the hardest one. It doesn't matter if you live with that person for like 5 years before you got married, you were still living together. The marriage part changed everything. And whoever tells you that it doesn't change anything is lying to you because it does. So when somebody tells me that, oh, you can talk on this topic because it's not the same type of relationship, I'm like, yes, it is. Both me and my husband are, I'm in my late 30s. My husband is in his early 40s. And we decided to talk about buying a house when we felt like not only obviously the obvious part is the market was in the right place at the right time, but also knowing that we are here for the long run, not just like, we're not having a bumpy ride here. I mean, we have ups and downs, but the downs are not gonna make me leave my house and ask for my half my part of my house. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about Lindsay and Carl. I do agree with Amanda when she says that they're moving a little too fast. Also, on the same episode, right? Danielle invites Lindsay to go to a party in Montauk. And the excuse that Lindsay uses to not go to this place is that she is in a new relationship with Carl, that she wants to go with Carl if Carl goes. And also the fact that, she want to spend time with him, which is fine. But think about it. If they really knew each other for this very long time, this new relationship shouldn't feel so new or so fresh. That she will not want to go out with her girlfriends. That to me is two red flags in one. One, then The fact that they're buying a house together is way too fast, yes, because they're not 100% sure if it's a new relationship or not. And B, there is a codependency that is not healthy. Part of being in a relationship is the fact that you have a life outside your, relationship, right? You have your individual life. You have your life as a person. And I do believe that if Lindsay wanted to go with Danielle and enjoy a time with her girlfriends, she shouldn't feel like going is an issue for Carl in any form or shape, because she is an independent person that happens to be in a relationship. You know? I want to share this comment right here that comes from Aaron. I think it's 100% true. New relationship plus buying a house equal run. Run for your life. I agree. 100%. And the reason why I agree is the fact that as soon as you sign your mortgage, you are signing something that is attached to it for a very long time. People just don't buy houses cash. This is not a cash transaction where you just pay something and it's over. No. You either have a mortgage for several years, and on top of that, it comes the commitment that you are both going to be responsible for that house. And if you don't have the foundation as a couple to deal with it, it will it will definitely put more stress on the couple's shoulder. So it's not like I'm anti Lindsay and anti Carl. They can do whatever they want with their lives. Who am I to tell them not to date or get married or whatever? I'm just a viewer of the show. But as an outsider, I can see how Amanda feels about the way that they're going over their relationship. And even though Lindsay is mad about it, she needs to listen, because also remember, Danielle has been really good friend with Lindsay since the day that they became friends. So the day that Danielle joined the show, Lindsay and Danielle has had a good relationship, right? So I do feel like if her friend is feeling some kind of way, that is telling to me. The fact that Lindsay didn't think it was enough for her to go out, like enough reason for her to go out to Montauk just to go with Danielle, who is her friend, then it's a problem. Because you just don't cut out every friend that you have as soon as you get in a relationship. That's not how a healthy, long lasting relationship is built. The fact that Lindsay heard from Paige about Danielle's feelings on how they're rushing, or how she agrees that they're rushing into this, is telling. You know, if your friend doesn't feel comfortable approaching you and saying that, then maybe take a step back. And this summer, this is the first party that I see like a theme and they're having a good time. And summer should be fun, like Kyle said before. Summer should be fun, and they are dragging this drama so much that it's quite exhausting. I would prefer if they're focused more on the good times and going and getting drunk and doing fun stuff than dealing with this whole entire drama. I mean, the only person right now that I think it's carrying the fun part on this show is Sam. I like her energy. I think she's fun. I appreciate that she is opening up to the group and wanting to be friends with everybody and also being herself. She said it herself on the show. She said verbatim, I'm gonna be myself and fuck what anybody else thinks. I came here to make real friends who value who I am, too much or too little. I like that about her. I think that's the energy that needs to be had in this show. I am concerned with Summer House because I love Summer House, but my main issue with this season is like previously Summer House was about going to the Hamptons and have a good time and get drunk. Obviously, they are evolving into having stated relationships, getting married, adult stuff. They're not in their early 30s, they're not in their late 20s. They have an adult life right now that they seem to bring all the stuff into the house, and some of the fun part are missed. I mean, I appreciate that the Kyle steals crazy because I like that about him. It just needs a little more of the fun and a little less of the drama. And the drama that at this point seems repetitive. Because this lengthy conversation is being had for what, 6, 7 episodes now? I'm hoping that now that Lindsay and Amanda are gonna have a lunch, or they said that we see some kind of change. They don't have to like each other. I don't care if they're best friends. That's not the point of the show. This is not best friends summer house. This is just summer house. Go have a good time and tolerate each other. I mean, are they gonna talk behind each other's back? Yeah. If there is no drama, there is no show. But the premises of Summer House is always been being out in the Hamptons, getting drunk, and having a good time. Chris, the newbie, poor guy. He's been trying to make an impact or like have a moment or get to know the group, and it seems like he doesn't go all the way. At this party, he spent more time hitting up. He was like hitting on all the girls that were not part of the show by himself. Like he wasn't like interacting with the cast. So I like him. I think he's fun. I think he brings a cool vibe to the show. He's good looking. Next week though, he's supposed to have like an initiation, and Carl and Kyle finally seems to have like a moment of fun with him. Because this season though, notice how this season it's mainly women on the cast. We don't have Luke. We don't have Andrea was there for like a half minute. We don't have Corey. We don't have yeah, it's only Carl, Kyle, and Chris. So I'm hoping that the boys have like a moment to actually bond with each other. Because for the past few weeks, it has been all about Carl and Kyle trying to figure out their friendship, which by the way is important because they are, you know, OG type of cast. But at this point, I feel like the show should be focusing more on the newbies, so there is a progressive, you know, new blood of the show. Like I don't want the cast to be recast completely. I don't want the cast to change 100% and just lose the whole charm of the show. But as some of the cast get older, this stuff of going to the Hamptons for them might seem a little not as interesting anymore. You know, like Kyle and Amanda are gonna try to have kids. Carl and Lindsay are gonna get married, buy a house, do whatever. Paige at one point probably is gonna move to Charleston with Craig if they really are meant for each other. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be an organic way to recast the show or bring new blood where the show starts centering around them. But this whole drama with Carl, Kyle, Lindsay, and Amanda is overshadowing the newbies, you know? So I'm hoping that for the upcoming weeks, we get to see more of the newbies and less of this whole mess. Because I don't want it and I don't need it. I love Summer House. As you can tell by the way that I speak about it, I love that show. I think that show is awesome. It's different than all the Housewives shows. It's different than Below Deck and all the stuff. They have their own vibe. It's a young vibe. It reminds me of like the real world back in the day. So that part I really love, and it's part of that category of Bravo shows where it's about just regular people that you can actually feel some kind of connection and feel like you connect with them. It has the same vibe as the Vanderpump Rule, the Southern charm, the Southern hospitality vibe. So Summer House falls into that category of just regular people who happen to be great for TV, you know. But now we are going to pivot to the ladies of New Jersey, because as we know, it's nuts. This season is crazy, and I'm not saying crazy in a bad way. I'm saying crazy because it's good. I mean, I'm enjoying Jersey. I love Jersey. I think the ladies of Jersey always bring it. I mean, sometimes too much, but it's better too much than too little. And we know that. We always complain when there's no drama, and this season is packed. The drama seems recycled, though. The whole Teresa versus Melissa versus Joe Gorga, we have been doing this for so many years. But on this particular episode, I want to focus more on the Danielle versus Jackie. Because those two don't like each other. And I know exactly why Jackie felt, threatened by Danielle. We all know that the ladies don't know who's going to be full time or friend of while they're filming, or at least some of them. We all know Teresa, Jennifer Aiden, and Dolores had their positions saved. Same way with Margaret and Melissa. Those are full-time cast members because they had drama that came from the previous season. So they had the spot secure. So let's not pretend that we did not know that part. So the only person of the previous season cast that was on the cutting table was Jackie. And as soon as they brought the newbies, as soon as they brought Danielle and Rachel Fuda, I do believe that Jackie put on that mean girl act towards Danielle because she didn't see Rachel as her threat. She saw her as the person that she was going to become a friend with during this whole entire new dynamic. Because as we see, Danielle joined the cast. She's trying to be friends with everybody, but she is leaning on a friendship with Jennifer and Teresa more than anything. So as soon as Jackie noticed that part, she knew that she needed to be on the offense with her. You know what I'm saying? So I clocked that on the last episode. When they were at that luau party, the non-stop talking about Danielle felt like a desperate, a desperate move for her to find a way to outperform Danielle, but girl, she was wrong. Because one thing that I had noticed about Danielle is that Danielle has no problem clocking somebody. And I know some people said that she walked away when she had the opportunity to face um, Jackie. But I do believe that that confrontation is coming. And it's going to come in a moment when she's not drunk. And she's going to go hard on Jackie. I honestly believe that. I think Danielle I think Danielle got the full-time position because when it was time to put on a show, when it was time to clock a bitch, she came on top. Also, also, I don't know about you guys, but Danielle's dynamic with her family to me is more entertaining and to me is more um, interesting than Jackie has ever been. Ever. I think Jackie was the case of a fan that got on the show and now got desperate to stay on the show. Because that's how Jackie came to be. We all know that Jackie was you know, fangirling over Teresa a couple of years ago on one of her book signings, and she wanted to be on the show. And I don't blame her because many people want to be on reality TV show. I'm pointing at myself. um, but at the same time, not everybody is made for it, or at least not everybody had the same personality for the cameras. And it happened that Danielle has that to the T. She translate into this fun person that is not afraid to get down and dirty. And that's what Jersey is all about. I know some people said the Jersey is trashy, they're always screaming and all this stuff. But guess what? That is just we're just loud. We are loud people. So I understand that. I mean, I was laughing because when they went down the shore and Bill is like, okay, this is my house. This is where all the fights happen on that corner. I mean, as somebody who grew up going down the shore, to me that resonates because one of the best memories that I have from my, teenage years and my early 20s was going every summer with my family, well, my cousin, my younger cousins and friends. We will rent a house down the shore. We will go every summer. We go pretty much every weekend of the summer. And trust me, there was always fights. I was like, yep. When Bill said like this is where the fights happen, I'm like, yep, that sounds just like the Jersey Shore. Um, I'm surprised that even Jackie used that Snooki reference in front of Melissa. Isn't it Melissa and Snooki like really good friends though? I thought they were good friends, so I'm surprised that Jackie was like, "Oh, I think Danielle it's like a clearance aisle Snooki." I don't know. That was a very rehearsed line. I had this image of Jackie in the bathroom looking at the mirror saying like clearance aisle Snooki many times. Just it comes off natural, but she was just waiting for that moment to say it. And when she said it, I was like, what a weak read. Like she can even read right. Like not even the right time. That's why she was demoted. I honestly believe that I mean Jackie is a lovely lady, I guess, but she's not made for TV, and she also is a little bit of a hypocrite because I did not like the way that she spoke about Danielle. I love Danielle, but At the same time, I'm gonna try to be a little objective here. But last time that I checked, Jackie was out there talking to the media, to the bloggers, to everybody about bullying and about name calling and how she hates when people judge other people because obviously she went through her eating disorder struggle. She was judged. She felt judged by the way that she looked. She felt judged by not eating in front of people and all this stuff. So you're gonna tell me that you went from being against bullying and suddenly you are bullying people for the way that they dress? That doesn't make any sense to me. You're either a mean girl or then or now. Doesn't make any sense to me. So if you like Jackie and you have an opinion on it and you want to defend her opinion, the comment section is open. So please leave a comment because I'm really curious. I'm not saying that she's wrong for saying whatever she wants to say. That's her opinion. That's the way that she thinks. But at the same time, we need to be a little honest here. If she's truly uh, advocating for something, you need to live by what you preach. You know, it's interesting that she is going after Jackie. I mean, after Danielle for not sharing her story about her brother and the reason why they're not talking. If Danielle said that it's over Instagram, who cares if you don't agree with it? That's what she said. She's sharing her story. Last time that I checked, Jackie hasn't shared anything about her sister. Like Dolores said on the after show, we don't know anything about it. And Danielle should ask her about it too. Like, I have questions. I want to know too. So if she doesn't want to share her experience about, with her sister, she shouldn't be talking about somebody else's siblings relationship. Period. Period. So that's the hypocrisy that I'm talking about. If you are preaching something, you best believe that you need to be standing on your ground with your ideals, because then you're just a hypocrite. Period. We caught it twice. We caught Jackie judging Danielle for the way that she dresses, and she was out there preaching about not bullying people, especially for the way that they look. And then, two, we have her harassing and gossiping about Danielle's brother Instagram story or whatever, when we viewers and even the cast don't know about Jackie's relationship with her sister. Am I right or wrong? I mean, I don't want to sound biased, and I could be a little biased because I like the people that I like on the show. But in this particular case, I'm trying to be as objective as possible. One thing that I appreciate about this episode, though, is the fact that even though they do have their drama and you can tell that some people can stand others, they find ways to have a good time. And one person that knows how to have a good that knows how to have a good time is Jennifer Aiden. They can call her alcoholic, all type of names, but Jennifer Aiden knows how to have a good time, knows how to party, and I'm here for it. I love how she can hang with the guys. She can hang with the guys, and that's really cool for a girl to do. When the guys were talking and just like drinking, she approached the table and said, "Let's go get a shot." And that's my type of girl. That's my type of people. If I'm going to a party by the beach, you better trust, you better believe that I'm gonna have a good time. And I'm not gonna care what people say. And she was dancing, she was doing the hula dance. Bill Aiden was like crawling on the floor, and everybody was having a great time. I like when the shows, I like when the housewife find that middle ground when they know that not everything needs to be dramatic. That as the show, we also want to see them having a good time and hanging out. And even though the drama is always going to be center stage no matter what, but it's part of a group dynamic. In every group, there's going to be people that we like, people that we don't like. But if we are, you know, partying together, I hope that at least we can put those stuff aside for a little bit and enjoy the moment. For that reason, I really want to hang out with Jennifer Aiden. Honestly, out of all these people in this cast, when it comes to partying, my choice is always going to be Jennifer Aiden. She was the life of the party. While some of other people, aka Margaret and Jackie, were like in a little corner, like, oh, she's drunk. She's look at her. She can't even handle her alcohol. She was living her best life. She was living her best life. So no need to put her down for what she does. Let her have a good time. They keep saying that the only way that Bill Aiden can digest Jennifer is by being drunk. I'm like, no. They seen this is the thing. Do they have issues in their marriage? Obviously, they have said it. It's not like it's a secret. It's not like they pretended that it's perfect. Also, we gotta remember that Bill seems to be the type of guy who does not show feelings, and that is completely fine. Not every guy has to be, you know, super like PDA in public, whatever. But there are moments when the camera is not on them, when they are like part of the group on the shot. They're always together. They're always hugging. There is some kind of physical connection. So the fact that some of these ladies are trying to paint their relationship as like, like hard to deal with between each other, I think is a little too much. Not every marriage is perfect. Most marriages are not perfect. Let's be real here, you know? And these people have to deal with their personal issues on TV. So I give them credit. That's just me, you know? We also saw another moment that I want to highlight, and it was the moment when Louis wanted to invite Melissa's mother to the wedding. It seemed like there was a little of disagreement between Teresa and Louis in that moment. I mean, Teresa didn't voice it to him, but she kind of mentioned it on the confessional how she felt like they should have talked about this before saying anything to the whole entire world. I'm giving Louis the benefit of a doubt. I think he might be a good guy for Teresa. We saw on the trailer though a comment about some pajamas that we're gonna be talking about it next week because it's happening next week. I always want to see the full scene before making my opinion because it sounded very creepy and weird when he mentioned that he sleeps in his father-in-law's pajama to make the girls comfortable, whatever. That comment kind of like rubbed me up in the wrong way. It sounded really creepy. But I want to wait until the full conversation is aired because sometimes editing can twist words a lot. So let's wait for that to make a judgment on it. But on this episode, I appreciate that at least he's trying to he's trying to do the right thing. And many people are saying that he likes to do this to make himself look like the good guy. But these are the same people that if he did the opposite, they will say, "Look, he's such a bad guy. So pick your fights." You know, I I do believe that Louis and Teresa make a good couple. I mean, Teresa seems more namaste, more like center. She's not as explosive as she was before. She seems to have found happiness, and that to me is more important than anything else because as a viewer I have no saying on their lives. That's what people need to understand. We as viewers shouldn't be dictated. We can have an opinion, but some people are saying, "Oh, um, I prefer Teresa before Louis because she's this way or that way or whatever." I'm like, no, that's not up to us. But we can have opinions because we are watching a show. You know, that's part of watching a reality TV show. They are going to show you something. You're gonna have an opinion on it, but our opinion is not what they. It's not like what decides what these people needs to be doing with their lives. So, from my perspective, from my opinion, I think Louis has been a balance to Teresa in her life. Um, is he a good guy or a bad guy? We will only know that in the future. We don't know that in person. But I mean, if you are going to say something about Louis and you are defending Joe Gorga, I'm gonna look at you side eye. That's just my opinion. The episode ends with Danielle leaving the house because she got tired of Jackie running her mouth. She got tired of listening her name being thrown in little corners and being got and her life being talked about and gossiping about her when she's not involved in the conversation. She walked out. She asked she asked Teresa and Jennifer to leave, and she was talking to Melissa before, so she left. Some people said that she took the easy way out instead of confronting the situation. But honestly, I believe that she did the smart thing because everybody was drunk. And nothing positive comes out when you're drunk. And I'm 100% sure that Danielle is going to clock Jackie. She's going to drag her. I do think Danielle wanted to be sober to confront Jackie. And that's why she left. That's what I'm feeling from what I saw on the show. I was like, she's not just walking away from the situation because she doesn't want to confront Jackie. It's because she wants to be in a different mindset when she does. Because I watched the first 7 minutes from the upcoming episode and she said it, I'm going to say something because I'm not gonna tolerate this stuff. So she's ready. She is ready to to let Jackie know that she needs to stop talking about her the whole entire time. I feel so embarrassed for Jackie though, because she went from being like this like sweet person and like trying to overcome her eating disorder and all the stuff, which is great. You know, she's sharing her journey. I appreciate that. I always say, when you have something that can help other people to like feel that they're not alone and you're sharing that, that's awesome. I appreciate that. But she went from that to acting like a full on mean girl, like full on. And that doesn't make any sense. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it feels desperate. Maybe because she sees that work for other housewives. Maybe she thinks that that's what it worked for, like people like Margaret, or people who actually have a strong personality that comes just naturally to be that way. But she feels rehearsed, she feels staged, she feels desperate, and maybe that's why she's not a full time for that reason. When they said that she was taking a break as a full time and just being a um, friend of, I'm like, who are you kidding? She is filming the same amount of time than a full time housewife. That's why I don't believe that lie. When people are saying, oh, but she made the decision not to be a full time housewife, I'm like, who are you kidding? Why are you lying to yourself? Because she filmed the same amount than the other one. She's been to every single group scenes. She's been to like one-on-ones. She's been out there filming. So the decision to be a friend of doesn't make any sense to me. That seems more like a decision that came from a higher power. And if you agree or disagree, leave your comment. And you can find me on pretty much every single social media. Actually, if you go to Twitter, you can see my live tweets. I do live tweet of the show, so you can go ahead and comment on those and leave your comments. I always read your comments. I always try to reply to people. So go ahead. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram as Martina with Eddie for the extra tea. On YouTube and my podcast. Please, please, please. Are you enjoying the show? That's what I want to know. If you have the chance to rate my podcast, go and subscribe to Martinez with Eddie, the podcast, on any platform that you listen your podcast. So I want to know if you're enjoying the show. Just leave a rate. I appreciate that. And please, please, please don't forget to follow my YouTube channel and podcast, because that's the way that we podcasters survive, by bringing you the tea and doing what we love, and by receiving the love from you guys. Remember that this week I'm going to have a guest on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. She's awesome. She has an awesome personality. You're gonna love her, and she knows all things Bravo. Trust me. This is all for tonight, you guys. I'm so excited to talk about Vanderpump tomorrow, you guys. I have so many thoughts. And don't forget, Ultimate Girls Trip Thailand starts tomorrow. And you best believe that I'm going to be recapping all 3 episodes. I'm going to sit down and watch all 3 episodes, and we're going to be talking about it, you guys. Miami, the last episode, the reunion, is tomorrow as well. And I'll be talking about Vanderpump and the appearance of Jax and Brittany on Watch What Happened Live. Lots to talk about, so be ready. This is Eddie. You guys, you know he's coming. And like I always say, you guys, bye, besties.